Hello, 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 everybody. It is Matt, and it is Maniac Monday, and I am back at you with yet another review. Before I roll on to any of that, I want to wish each and every one of you a great morning, evening, dawn, day, or dusk, all that lovely stuff, because life really is too short as is. Do me a really huge favor and like, share, and subscribe. I love seeing your beautiful faces when you are here. I know I'm here an awful lot, but I have an awful lot on my plate to review. And one last little tidbit of information. Check out the description box for a bigger bite of every single movie of every single day. Such as today, I gave you your brief synopsis, your starring cast, director, runtime of the kind I am watching, a link for a trailer, and if you decide to watch it, I got a link for a place for where you can watch it for free at. So now that I got all that said, mind all that out of the way, let's roll on to the film of the day. And today's is a very interesting one. It is directed by Matthew I. Schmidt. It is none other than Mr. Sandman. It's got a 2024 release. It is not rated, and it runs at about 47 minutes. And that's on Tubi, and you get a short. At the very end of that 47 minutes, you get some interviews with cast and crew. It's quite interesting. It's well worth the watch if you like nerdy stuff like that. Me, I'm just a sucker for that kind of stuff, so I always check it out. Now this one stars Hailey Kate Schmidt, which I believe is Matthew's daughter. We got Sherry Hoffman, we got Mackenzie Newbury, Brandon Burkley, and Jessica Felice. And like I said, directed by Matthew I. Schmidt. Now, what exactly is this movie about? Well, it's about a little girl who, if I remember correctly, she was having a cold. She is staying up late watching movies with her mother. Eventually, mother is like, okay, it's time to go to bed. Little girl manages to squeeze out another half an hour. Falls asleep on the couch. Wakes up, and she notices things are strange. Not exactly what is going on, but things are not what they should be. She's noticing like almost like spectral characters, because Mr. Sandman, he's basically a guy that comes around, checks on all of the boys and girls to see if you're awake or asleep. If you're asleep, he sprinkles his dust on you, and everything's all gravy. Now, if you're awake, he tortures you and does bad things. Definitely not the kind of fellow that you want to meet on a late night type of fellow. Now it does give you a really nice, if you like. Are you afraid of the dark? I think it's got a nice vibe like that. It's not anything that's like super gory. There's like no gore that I remember at all. But it does have some scary moments, some jump scares and things of that nature. Normally, I am not a jump scare kind of person, but it works. If it works well with the story, I can go along with it. And this time, it works well with the story. The little girl is actually just does a great job being a actor in this, and it's not an easy thing to get a child actor to do things they need them to do, because they fall asleep on set, they require extra attention, they can only work certain hours, blah blah blah, all that fun stuff. Now, enough of the movie about the movie itself. I don't like to give away too many spoilers, but I love to give you some beginning spoilers to give you a better bite, so you know what you're getting yourself into. But let's move on to the three things that I love my movies to have a certain criteria on. first and foremost is the audio. The audio is very nice and clean. There's no like outside interference, no weird like backfeed or static or anything like that. It works really well. So I'm going to give it an A on that end. Second thing is dialogue. The dialogue is very good in my opinion. I liked it. It's believable, modern hip language, and it doesn't really. I mean, it doesn't have a ton of dialogue, but it does have enough to carry it on its own on the dialogue end, and I think that's a pretty cool thing. I love when movies can really set you up in a different direction that you're looking at. It's the whole look over here while I do this over here trick. I think they do a great job at that, and I really enjoyed this movie. Now, on that audio, I'm going to give it another A. And now the third and final thing that I have a certain criteria that I like it to meet, and that's editing. Editing is a really tough thing to master or to do in general. I've done my fair share of trying to edit videos, and I am not good at it. You either have it or you don't. I imagine if I stick with a certain one, find a certain program that'll work for me. Maybe Adobe Pro might work for me. I don't know. I'm not 100% on that, but that's not why we're here. Back to the editing. The editing is very clean. It's got a great steady forward momentum. Doesn't let you linger on any scenes for too long. It does the right amount. I think this is the right length of time for this movie. It doesn't overstay its welcome, which is really great. A lot of films kind of do that. They'll do that 2 hour plus marker, and I fall flat on those. Now my final the score for the editing is an A plus. But now on to my final score of 1 through 5. I think this thing is a 4 out of 5 in my opinion. It works really well. It's an above average type of film. I think almost anybody could watch this if they just kind of like unplug their mind a little bit and just go along for the ride. It's not one you have to think really hard at. It's pretty basic on that end, so it's easy to follow, and it looks like it's kind of a spring type of atmosphere going on, spring or fall, I can't tell. I'm going with spring because it's kind of rainy and green still looking. So anyways, that's neither here nor there. Alright, I'm going to get the hell out of here. I'll be back at you on Wednesday or Thursday, depending on schedule. And then of course another day this week as well. Alright guys, love your faces, and as always, peace. I had to look where the button